Hello and welcome to today's call. Today's guest is real special to me. It's someone I met a few months ago at an event we were both at. Her name is Lynn Rose. Lynn is absolutely brilliant at what she does, and she's so excitable and so dynamic and so authentic that you can't help but be drawn to her to find out about who she is, what she's all about, and what makes her tick. Lynn is an expert in awakening people to their unique brilliance in their heart and then amplifying that expression so that every day they're living powerfully, free, and alive. Now, she's trained some of the top people in the industry, billion-dollar CEOs, world-class speakers, celebrities, top professionals, and leaders in the personal growth industry. If I mentioned their names, you'd know exactly who I was talking about. She began as an internationally known singer. She's sung around the world, opening for people like Sheryl Crow, Jay Leno, Kenny Loggins, and a lot of other people. And she has a background that includes Broadway, TV, and film. She's become a highly sought-after international speaker, having motivated hundreds of thousands of people, not to mention having her own syndicated radio show on the Personal Achievement Radio Network, where she worked with all the greats in that industry, reaching millions of listeners, along with having hosted countless TV shows. Well, one of the things I like about Lynn is she's so real, so authentic, so dynamic, and she's with you every step of the way as you're talking to her. You can't help but like this person. So it's really my pleasure and my excitement to be able to introduce her to you and talk with her a little bit about what she does, who she is, and how what she does and who she is can benefit you and help take your personal achievements, your personal success, and your business success to another level. Lynn, thanks for joining us. It's really my pleasure to have you with us tonight.
Oh, thank you, Martin. I so appreciate the opportunity, and I just adore you, as I know anyone who's had the pleasure of meeting you or knowing your work does as well. So we're gonna have a lot of fun, and we're also really going to be able to expand and open up some more lives too.
Well, you see what I mean? Those of you who are listening, you see how she is? I mean, she just comes right out and says it, and she's so much fun to be around. And she is so authentic that you just can't help but get to like her as soon as you get to know her. But, Lynn, there's some things about you that really have excited me after having gotten to know you. You know, I'm a pretty reserved guy. I've been doing what I do for so long. We have 1,000 consultants in 36 countries around the world, and, you know, we're pretty business-oriented. I like to have fun, but when I have fun, it's with my family or friends, or I'm in front of an audience, I'm a little bit more reserved. How is it that you take people like me, or people who are very conservative, lawyers or accountants or engineer type of people who have been very conservative all their lives, and you turn them into dynamic presenters? What is it that you do that's so good, so unique, that makes people turn from very conservative, maybe even dull or boring speakers, into dynamic professionals, at least professional appearing, confident people on stage?
Well, thanks for the question, and maybe just so that people who are listening are aware, I mean, there is a program I created called the Wow Factor, and it's a 2-day program, or in 2 days. I mean, it is quantum leaps that people make, literally from master or beginner alike, and anywhere in between. And it's this very unique and series of processes and approach that I've created and that we do over these 2 days. And it's very hands-on. It's only 10 to 15 people. So everyone gets their own personal experience and interaction and along with what we do together as a group. Now, what I think is what makes this work for people, and I've worked with people that have been in the industry for years that are top of their craft, either in the movie The Secret or, I would say the name, you know who I'm talking about. And they came so they could get that extra edge, like yourself, because you'll be coming and participating, and you're already one of the legends out there, or people who are just starting out and they're wanting to be able to find that confidence, to find that power and command, or have that freedom. And because of the way this approach works, it really delivers on all levels. And what I think makes powerful speaking, maybe we can start from there, is when someone is totally who they are, when they are real, when they're authentic. Also, when they are connected, when they're connected to their message, connected powerfully to the audience, connected to the moment, really present. And then when the energy of who they are and the energy of what they're saying and their passion is amplified, you're not being anything else other than what you are, but you're amplifying that. And that is what makes it come alive. That's what the delivery system of your message, that's what makes the impact that you want to make. And as a result, I mean, I've had, maybe I can share with you a story, Martin, because I always believe when you really hear real-life examples, that's when, wow, you get it. As an example of someone, let's say, starting out, or just a professional coming in, someone who was a graphic designer, and he knew he wanted to do more than just his graphic design company, but he also knew that he needed to be out there speaking about his company to get more business. So even though he knew he wanted to do even more than his business and perhaps become a speaker, even though he had no idea where to begin or what to do or had zero experience, he came to the Wow Factor. And I remember when he first started, he was completely shut down. He was so stiff. He was nervous. His eyes were darting around. He was probably sweating. I mean, it was just, he could barely get sound out. He was like me. I went through a period of time when I was shut down. And that's part of the reason why I created this work. Anyway, he, over the process of what we did, by the end of those 2 days, when he then again spoke, he was captivating. He looked directly into the eyes of everyone in the audience, I mean, our group there. He spoke with power and command, and the message flowed out of him. It was amazing. And plus, we also do this process where we kind of look under the covers, take the lid off, and see what might be acting as a foot on the brake and holding you back and going for it. And we did some of that work with him as well. And as a result, he went out of that weekend and ended up just being on fire, making all these calls, booking all these speaking engagements. In 4 months, he'd created a speaking career, no less whatever it did for his business at that time. And then now, even just this past year, he's now created a very successful coaching business. He's left his graphic design behind, but he's created this very successful coaching business now. And just in the last year, he was on Good Morning America. So, he went from just knowing, having some seedling of an idea that he wanted to do more than just what he'd been doing, and was able to activate that within those 2 days, and literally not do something that would take years perhaps to find that confidence and that power and that command, but to be able to do it in just 2 days, because it's an experiential process, because we're able to get right to the core so people get to experience what that's like. I mean, if I were to, spell out the processes for you, I think it just wouldn't connect. You really need to experience them. But it's enough to say that this approach is what delivers that to people.
Well, I've looked at your website. You and I have talked, and I've talked to some people who have been through your program, and it's so amazing, the transformations that you're making with these people in their lives and the ability to be able to present on stage and in front of an audience and in business presentations, that I looked at it and I said, well, there's no way that I could let this opportunity go by. So I'm going to be at your event, as you well know, this coming month, and I'm real excited about it because as long as I've been doing what I do, and I'm good at what I do, I can always improve, and I'm always looking for that little competitive advantage, that little edge that would give me that one little thing that I might be missing. And in my case, I'm sure there's more than one little thing. There's a lot of things that I'm sure you're going to be able to teach me, and I'm real excited about being there and learning from you. So tell me, we've already talked about the wow factor and your transformational process and a couple of people that you've trained and have brought through your program. You talk about authentic speaking. Tell us, what do you mean by authentic speaking?
Well, really, within those two words or in that phrase, there is so much. I mean, anyone can go, well, I am who I am. I mean, authentic means being who you are. Okay, that if you want to break it down to its most basic level. But what it also means is not trying to do it the way you think they want it done, or not having some preconceived notion of what a speaker should look like, or I've got to put on this specter of seriousness so that I'll be taken seriously, or whatever that might be. To be authentic means, you know what? You are being real. You're being who you are in that moment and in every moment. And